Definitely no single malt from barley. Definitely not. Welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. My name is Lüning, Horst Lüning. I'm the master taster of Whisky.com, and today we have a look at an Austrian single malt whiskey, a single malt rye whiskey. Well, the Scots say if you produce a single malt, your cereal has to be barley. In other countries in the world, well, officials say, well, if you have a single malt, it does not matter if you have a wheat single malt, a rye single malt, or a barley single malt, because the process of malting works on all cereals. Otherwise, the single corn may not germinate. So the starch from inside the corn has to convert into sugar and then is converted into celluloses, and the stem and the leaves and the roots are developed all out of the malt sugars. And here we have a rye single malt. It's not that easy to malt a single rye. But there are new beers, rye beers, wheat beers. They are also produced from malted cereals. This is from Austria, and this rye is called Tauern Rogg. Tauern is a mountain chain, and it's close to Salzburg. And the farm called Gugelhof was established in 1641, so even older than the oldest Scottish distilleries. And therefore it's the oldest distillery in Austria. But if you have a look at the tube, then they say it's the oldest distillery in the area around Salzburg. So if they had a legal dispute about which one is the oldest distillery, I don't know. There's a small leaflet in this bottle, in this tube. And there is some atmospheric shots, the family with all the knowledge in the nth generation. It's the same as in Scotland. There is the old barn where they store the casks. Well, whenever you come to Austria, in the area of Salzburg, skiing is very famous there. Have a look at that distillery. It's in Hallein. Well, it's written here. The rye is growing at 1,000 meters above sea level. That is 3,000 feet. So it's quite high. There's this Puni whiskey from Italy. I took a video here. They also use rye from very high locations, high altitudes. I think they're at 1,500 meters, so 4,500 feet. I'm sorry. Well, then it's matured for half a year in fresh French Limousin casks. So there's a heavy impact from the fresh French oak. And then it's transferred for 3.5 years into used Sauterne casks from France. So quite sweet wines. And this one was distilled in 2010 and bottled in 2014. And it's only 498 bottles out of that cask. And the tasting notes is a mix of cereals and roasted aromas, dry plums, dark cereals, peaty. The alcohol is well bound, very harmonic, and ripe tannins. I'm sorry. Well, the bottle has a plastic cork, so no chance for a corky cork. and it looks a little bit with this metal cap like the Vidhund from McMura from Sweden. But the bottle is the own of Gugelhof. They have their own stamp print in glass over here. It was the cask number 64. Definitely no single malt from barley. Definitely not. There's on one side the fruitiness, and on the other hand it's the spicy rye. And I'm afraid no smoke, no peat, nothing. In the back there is some small, very little caramel, and the oakiness is already appearing from the French oak casks. Well, the fruitiness has to come from the Sauternes casks because the rye whiskey very seldomly shows fruitiness. That's what I found out. I definitely had not all rye whiskies tasted so far. The rye impacts your tongue, prickling on the tip of your tongue. Then the oakiness appears in the back, and there are some more fruitiness, and there's some earthiness. Yes, definitely. It's long ago that I ate some earth. My childhood. Yes. Plums. It's like dried apricots. And it officially is also said dark cereals, but what are dark cereals? I have no idea. It's full, harmonic, and already fading. No alcoholic sharpness. It's unchill filtered, and most probable it's uncolored. And the unfiltered only with 42%, so it's slightly hazy. I brought this bottle in my car, and it was quite cold outside, freezing temperatures, and now it's warm. Stayed for a day, but still hazy. 42% for an unchill filtered whiskey is not too much if you want to keep your whiskey clear. Well, second sip. Definitely a rye, very intense, spicy, not sharp, and it remembers me a little bit of the Canadian ryes, where you also have a 90% rye in the mixture. Yeah. So good work, good primary work. It's not the first they produced. No, it was cask 64. But the first I tasted so far, and well, I find it really interesting. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned, there's more to come, and feel free to share this video with your friends.